What is going on, gents? It's R.P.M. here, coming at you with another episode of Hockey Mask Time. Now, before I get started, let us bow our heads and recite the HMT motto, shall we? A man will only take so much disrespect, and it's only a matter of time before he finally decides today's the day. Women, ladies, you really need to get it through your thick ass skulls. Let those two little neurons in your brain actually fire off and get some common sense. You cannot go to fisticuffs with a grown man and expect him to hold back, especially if you decide to introduce a weapon into the equation. Like what happened to the man in this article that was published on the 24th of August. Man charged with termination after stabbing wife to deletion on East Michigan Street. Let me reiterate this, ladies. When you introduce a weapon into the equation, whatever happens to you, happens. Now, let me just go ahead and say this right here. Woo! A man is being charged with termination after police say he stabbed his wife to deletion. Officers with the Evansville Police Department were called to a stabbing at an apartment on East Michigan Street at around 3:30 p.m. Wednesday. When officers arrived, they say they found the victim propped up against the front door. They say that 27-year-old Fennell Germain was also inside the apartment along with two young children. The victim was taken to the hospital with stab wounds to her neck, back, abdomen, hands, and heart, according to police. When police brought Germain in for questioning, they say he told them that they had been arguing for nearly a week leading up to the incident. Germain told police that his wife was the aggressor and that she was the one who initially grabbed the knife from the kitchen and tried to stab him. According to EPD, Germain claimed that he grabbed the knife and stabbed his wife multiple times during a struggle. Police say the knife wounds on the victim's hands appeared to be defensive in nature, and that blood patterns suggest she was trying to get away. You see what they're doing right there, gentlemen? You see exactly what they're doing. They're trying to make it seem like he was the one that went on the attack, which is why I previously stated, and it's a known fact, that whenever there are DV cases, women are quick to pull weapons. Authorities also noted the numerous times that the victim was stabbed and the lack of injury to Germain. As a result of the investigation, Germain was arrested and booked into the Vanderburgh County Jail on the charge of termination. He is being held without bond. Well. Gentlemen, as I previously stated, as I kept stating, we all know that in a lot of domestic violation cases, especially in non-reciprocal domestic violence, it is the women who actually egg it on. It is the women who actually start the events that lead up to ultimately them either getting knocked out or, in this case, the man deciding to put on the mask. Oh well, ladies. Oh well. I find it very, very, very interesting that whenever a man is willing to say, yes, this woman was the aggressor, they quickly find any way to make him not be the victim. Anyway, let's get to that scorecard, shall we? For location, went down in the apartment, gotta give it a 10. Method of execution, obviously the hot butter knife of doom, gotta give that a 20. Psychological impact, I'm gonna give this a 25 because of the 2 young children that were present. And for the brutality factor, I'm gonna give this a 20 also. So finale, the fatal man, Jermaine, gets a score of 75. Gentlemen, I'm going to reiterate. We all know this. Whenever domestic violence situations happen, there's a significant number of women who initiate it. This man said out of his own mouth, hey, my wife was the aggressor. However, we live in a society in which men cannot go to the police and say, hey, my girlfriend or my wife is abusing me. Talk about a catch-22. If a man does go to the police and say, hey, my girlfriend or my wife has been abusing me, the very same police would laugh at him as soon as they would actually become proxy enforcers for the woman if she said, hey, my husband or boyfriend was abusing me. We gotta look at the Duluth model. Even though we know that the Duluth model ultimately was fake. It was false. It was absolutely trash. But that doesn't stop the system and women from using it as a means to control men. Notice, any sort of violence is only allowed to be physical in nature. Why? Because as men, we do things on a physical level. Never once has a woman actually been held accountable for the mental violence that they do to men. Not one. Social media has allowed women, especially the American black woman, to say the most vile, the most toxic, the most disgusting and disparaging things about men, and yet people will get online and cheer it. Yeah. However, once a man has been pushed beyond his level and he can't take it anymore and he decides to lash out, those same people who will defend that woman will come and say to that man, you're wrong for reacting to the disrespect and the mental assaults that you've been taking. Oh no, you can't do that. Yeah, no. I love it when people say that men should not react. I say, fuck that nonsense. You want equalities, ladies. Guess what? As men, we understand. If we let our mouth get reckless, there's a chance that we can get our teeth knocked down our throat. Ladies, you want equality, so guess what? You need to experience that low level, that 50% chance that if you keep talking reckless, talk shit, get hit. Yes, ladies, you need to experience that. That needs to be a part of your makeup. That way, you know how to actually be respectful to men. Remember, gentlemen, the modern American woman has little to no fear of the modern American man. Why? Because the veil of protection that they have, or excuse me, the illusion of the veil of protection that they have, that the system affords them. Once that's gone, guess what? More and more men would actually put a stop to disrespectful, mouthy women. And yes, I'm going to say it. Why? Because, hey, I'm the bad guy, but guess what? I'm going to tell the truth. Yes, more and more women need to get knocked the hell out if they're going to be disrespectful to men. We've gone entirely too damn far. Far too many men have allowed women to be disrespectful to them. Therefore, those women believe they can be disrespectful to all men. Yeah. You know what? Hey, ladies, don't be mad if one day you run up on the right one. This woman, unfortunately, she thought that she was going to be the wrong one for her husband. And guess what? He finally had enough, especially when she decided to introduce that knife into the equation. So yeah, all bets were off at that point. Well, I've rambled on long enough. Read the article. Let me know what you guys think. And modern women who honestly believe that whenever you get into a DV situation, that you can introduce a weapon into the equation, oh, you better understand this clearly. The power you think you have hiding behind the Duluth model and the quote-unquote gun of the state, that power is going out. Feminism and the idea that men are going to restrain themselves because they're afraid of the false doctrine called the Duluth model, that thought process is going out right along with it. Because as this man clearly said and clearly demonstrated, you pull a weapon on me, all bets are off. And this man did exactly what a lot of men should have done. Yeah, there are far too many men who are lying in the grave because they refused to fight back, especially when she introduced a weapon into the equation. Better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. It is what it is. That's all I got to say for this one. R.P.M. I am out.
Murder on my mind, yeah. Losing all my hope, yeah. I'ma do the crime, yeah. Fuck the red or blue, I'ma take the black pill, yeah. Fuck the red or blue, I'ma take the black pill.